Barigalust! Welcome to the AWWA Armenian Voices, where Armenian stories live, breathe, and are passed on. In each episode, you'll hear real Armenian voices sharing personal stories about culture, family, and identity. Stories that help us stay connected to who we are and where we come from. This week's stories are all about the power of love. We hope you enjoy this episode, brought to you by the Armenian Women's Welfare Association, AWWA, where our mission since 1915 has been to honor, uplift, and care for our elders, advocate for their voices, and honor Armenian heritage.
Hello everyone, I am Jarchafjian, born and raised in Armenia village Sardarapat. I met my husband Shunt Jarchafjian, who was born in Glendale, California, just the day before the 2020 war, and then we got married, moved to live in Artsakh. You know, Artsakh has always been the part of our sacred homeland, and Artsakh was one of the 15 states of the Greater Armenia. Its indigenous people have been living on those lands for centuries. So, after the war, we settled in the region Martuni. You may ask, why Martuni? The answer is quite simple. We fell in love with people of Martuni because the best characteristics of the Armenian nation were concentrated in the nature of these men, people who were so deeply connected to their soil and roots, and we had discovered people who were brave and courageous. They had seen wars and much more, but their heads were proudly unbowed. They were hardworking, kind, and had the feeling of dignity in everything. For me, Artsakh was heaven on earth, not only because it had the lush nature all around, but also it happens so little in this world to have people working on the government to be so righteous, generous, reaching out to their own people. We had such people working for the Martuni City Hall. By that time, it was just my husband, me, and our elder daughter living and enjoying our homeland. Then we started our own humanitarian fund called Lorik to support the people in need. We were there, living, traveling from village to village, meeting people, seeing the problems ourselves, and trying to implement projects of different kinds to provide solutions. And our personal life, our family life, and the humanitarian fund work was all mingled together. And that was our type of resistance, our struggle to keep Artsakh Armenian and help people recover from the chaos of the war. Then Azerbaijan blocked the only road connecting Artsakh to Armenia, and the 9 months blockade started. I was pregnant at that time, and the 9 months of my pregnancy coincides with the 9 months of blockade. Yet, we were still strong against all the challenges of the blockade. Unfortunately, on the 19th of September of 2023, Azerbaijan started a large-scale war along the whole borderline of Artsakh by using heavy-caliber weapons, drones, shelling. Our soldiers fought fiercely to protect the last piece of our own homeland, but being left all alone with no help against the aggressor, we had to surrender in the end. I was pregnant and my due date was close, and my younger daughter was born in the hospital basement when the bombs were still falling upon us. We named her Hoori, and Hoori means born in flames. Let me tell you about the war of self-defense that our city mayor Aznavour and his fellow brave friends fought against the enemy on the hill called Vahagn. That hill is just in front of our home, and I saw it with my own eyes, the endless enemy soldiers walking on the hill and approaching our post. And I saw Aznavour and his friends climbing up the hill to defend their city. The mayor and his friends threw the enemy back and didn't let them get into the city. We were saved, our lives were saved, but Mayor Aznavour and some of his friends, they fell as a hero defending their own people. Azeris ran away, leaving around 300 dead bodies on that hill. Our baby boy is named Aznavour in the honor of our mayor, and today we are forcibly displaced from our lands. No Armenian is left in Artsakh, but for us the Artsakh issue is not closed. We don't give up on the righteous right for Artsakh, and as an Armenian mom, my task is to raise kids who carry the ideology of their homeland, who keep Artsakh in their hearts and soul, and who will continue the fight for the right of Artsakh people to live on their ancestral lands. Our humanitarian fund continues to work in Armenia. Lorik Fund's biggest project is to secure housing for the displaced Artsakh people. And the good news is that 13 families have already received homes from the fund, but our biggest goal is to provide homes to all the 31 widows of our fallen hero soldiers of Marduni. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you for listening to our podcast today. We hope today's episode offered insight into the Armenian experience. To explore more resources or make a donation to help further our mission, please visit www.awwainc.org. That's www.awwainc.org. Your support makes a lasting difference.